church. Um, I was randomly thinking about Genesis, and then it actually occurred to me how mad it is how Adam and Eve ate from the fruit which was forbidden, bearing in mind God created so much for them, but even temptation came in the form of a snake to actually say, "No, you need to consume this. This thing will give you knowledge. Knowledge is better than anything." So, the first few verses I'm going to read are from Genesis chapter 1 verses 29. So this is before God has created man and woman. He's basically created like everything else, also minus the plants and everything. So then God said, "I give you every seed bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. So that just sums up how much God has created. He's created this kingdom for us, and he created this kingdom. And then if we go to then on Genesis chapter 2, these glasses annoy me. Genesis chapter 2, from verse 15. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die." So that's God telling Adam, okay, do not eat from this fruit, do not eat this fruit. I know this is not part of the teaching, but I always like to put this out there because certain people will always blame Eve for this. Bear in mind, Adam was made first. God told him, the instruction, he's supposed to pass it on. And when Eve did actually eat the fruit, he was stood there. He would just stood there and let it happen. Anyway, so I'll just amplify. I just thought I'd just say that. Anytime I mention the Adam and Eve story, I always have to mention that because, anyway. So, it was highlighted to me that we have so much. Like, obviously, this is not even dependent. The fact that we have life should be enough. It doesn't even matter what country you are or what kind of means of wealth that we have enough. But there's always that temptation to want more. In this case, he created everything. Like, he created everything for Adam and Eve, but they fell for the temptation of the snake telling them complete lies. So this is from Genesis verse 3. So Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. Now the snake was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God has made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the snake, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not certainly die," the snake said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." So there, the snake is basically tempting Eve into thinking, if you eat from this fruit, you will know everything just like God. You'll be like the same level of God of knowing everything. So it's that temptation that the devil uses on us, that temptation to say that this isn't enough. Like, us as humans now, it just gets worse and worse, where we're never satisfied by what we have. And even if you are from a very, very poor background, I know it can be really, really hard. I'm not really going to emphasize on that one because I can't imagine what it's like to really, really struggle to put food on the table, especially when you're not a Christian, because as a Christian we trust in Jesus, and Jesus provides. Like, the amount of testimonies you hear where Jesus has provided people with food and the necessities to don't live is beyond belief. But in a comfortable lifestyle, we want more. That be jobs as well. We may be in a comfortable job, and we may, like, there's nothing wrong with bettering ourselves, but sometimes it's not about bettering ourselves, it's more about let's expand the bank account with money, because we want more money, not necessarily we want to go in this career path. It could generally just be, I want more money, I need more money. And it's that temptation of that Satan uses for us to, to tempt us to say, actually, we want more and more and more. And it could start off as being harmless, but then it can lead to sin. Like, if you want to be rich, it could lead you down a path of doing criminal activity, that kind of thing, and all sorts of things that can happen from it. But it's one of those things that we should always be grateful for what we have, because if we are not grateful for what we have, the enemy can really, really tempt you to do things that you shouldn't do, or you shouldn't you shouldn't go towards, but you're going towards not for your own self, basically, for your own self, whatever reason it is. And the more that there's a thing where it says that we should be more, when we worship, we should also, during our worship, be grateful for all the things that God has done for us. And the reason for it is because the more grateful we are, the more content we are with what we have. Whereas when we lean on the fact that actually I want more, I need more, like emphasis to I need more to I want more, we tend to sometimes say I need more of this, but actually really we don't need more of it most of the time. We just want it. We just feel that our flesh I need it. Our flesh screams out I need it, but actually we don't need more of that situation. We don't need more of whatever you need more of. Some people generally do, but like more aspects of people where we just say we need this, we don't need this. We really don't need this. But as I said, it's just a reminder to just be grateful for what we have. Just be grateful for what we have. And again, the temptations, the devil will lie to you. The devil will lie about all sorts of things. He will lie to you. He could even lie you to sin. He could say, actually, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. And we could be like, it can't be nothing wrong with it for us, because it brings us joy, but actually it's corrupting your soul, and there's a reason why it is a sin. So yeah, just always be on the lookout. But the more you I can't even say the word, but the more you are grateful for the things you have, the harder it would be for the enemy to come in and try and get you to go into a direction that can really harm you. In Adam and Eve's case, that was eating an apple, which condemned us all. But yeah, just stay in gratitude and try not. I know another thing as well that can help is stay away from content which makes you want to kind of like, when I think of this, I always think about, I don't know if this happens a lot in kind of the YouTube sector when it comes to kind of makeup gurus and stuff like that. They used to do a lot of like my makeup collection, or what I got for Christmas. I think that what I got for Christmas is a really big one, because most of the people that do those videos, I used to do them, I stopped doing them now because it's not very helpful for certain people. But either way, what I was saying is a lot of people do what I got for Christmas, and it's not like a normal, like, humble thing that your average person will get for Christmas. It's kind of these big expensive things, like a 14-year-old getting an iMac, or the latest iPhone, and designer bags and that sort of thing. Stay away from things like that as well, because again, the enemy will tempt you if you're desiring stuff like that. Watching things like that is not going to help your case, not going to help you in the long run. But as I said, just that enemy will use everything. He's, as what it says, he's literally a snake. He will tempt you beyond belief, and he will tempt you into thinking that you need more than what God has given you, and that's not the case. And sometimes God will withhold some things from you because, you know, he knows us from front to back. He knitted us when we were in our mother's room. Like, he knows what, you know, what we could be sensitive to. So if he's not offered more than what you expect, don't think, oh, it means that God's withholding me stuff for whatever reason. He's doing it for a reason. That was a bit of an oxymoron. Like, he's holding it for a reason. A good reason, should I say. That's better. I'm going to say he's holding it off from you for a good reason, for you, for your benefit.